Welcome to the Golden Nuggets.
This podcast is sponsored by Vital Signs First Aid Training Centre.
Introducing Vital Signs First Aid Training Center, your ultimate destination for workplace safety excellence. Our CPR AED training are absolutely essential. Imagine having a confident and well-prepared workforce at your disposal. A workplace where every single employee knows exactly how to respond in a crisis situation. You can create this kind of workplace with our hands-on training sessions. Our courses are designed to be not just informative, but enjoyable and unforgettable. Schedule a CPR and AED training session with us today, and you'll even enjoy an exclusive discount for early bookings. Don't wait. WhatsApp First Aid to 874-84007 to secure your spot. At Vital Signs, your workplace safety is our top priority. Join us in making your workplace safer and more prepared than ever before.
Nuggets, back to the episode.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast. My name is Hanafi and with me I have Ame, and in today's episode we have Abang Osman from MyLustre.
Abang Osman, how are you, Abang Osman?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me in this show.
Awesome, man. I mean, we also appreciate your time, taking time off your busy schedule to come here.
For you, man, Ame. It's okay.
Thanks. Abang Osman, so every time when we have a new guest, right, we want to understand how their upbringing was, their background story previously.
Is it?
Yes. So before we actually go into the details about how you started your business, perhaps you can share with us a little bit about your backstory. What kind of student were you? Where did you go to school and all?
Oh, wow. I don't know, 20 minutes is enough, not? Okay, I come from a humble family from Kampong, right? So I was born in 1970. I'm 54 this year. Kampong at Jalan Guancun, which is presently now in Pasir Ris lah.
Oh,
right?
Pasir Ris.
So I grew up as a Kampong boy, Kampong School, Tampines Primary School. So I'm basically, I went through the transition of Singapore from being a so-called, they like to use this word, laid-back Kampong, into the development phase and into now a metropolitan city. Right? So I went through all those phases. So basically my batch, my generation lah. And after primary school, I went to Victoria School for secondary. So that's where the expansion of whatever that we learn lah from primary school.
Okay, so that means Abang Osman pandai lah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so Victoria School.
Yeah, and then after Victoria School, I went to Nanyang Junior College.
Okay.
Because it's basically the nearest college to my house. By then, I've shifted from Kampong to Hougang already.
Okay.
Oh, Hougang boy. I'm a Hougang boy also.
Oh, which block is it?
402.
Oh, 402.
Last time lah.
Oh, okay. Ours was Avenue 7.
Avenue 7. Quite nearby lah.
Yeah. So from there, from Nanyang, then I went to National University of Singapore, where I studied biology and then focused on cell molecular biology and animal biology. Yeah, and then from there, my first job was, I tried to do forex trading last time.
Okay.
Big fail. So first 3 months burned some money down there.
Okay.
It was a stupid mistake. That's where I learned the painful lesson in life, that you cannot try to achieve wealth so fast. If let's say you have that mentality of I want to get rich so fast, it's very easy for you to fall into the trap. And that was one of the trap that I went, and suddenly you want to learn trading. Trading can make you money, but then you have to learn a lot about trading before you really money. People don't even talk about how much they lose the money, they burn the money before they create their wealth.
Yes.
So it's up and down. So it's very pressuring thing. And after that, after 3 months I stopped, and then I switched to pharmaceutical industry. So that's where I started my work in pharma industry and understand better about how pharma and medicine works. So every day I see doctors and sell medicine to doctors for 10 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And then I decided to start my own business with two other ex-colleagues. So we started, the name was Pharmacy and Medicals.
Okay.
And that was my first jump into business with no business knowledge.
Yes.
I had sales knowledge. Good thing is that I had sales knowledge because I was doing sales, right? And that's where I learned to do business. And then I switched after about 3.5 years. I switched to health supplements, and I started organic health first.
Okay.
Right. So organic health is basically the precursor of MyLustre lah. And then MyLustre was set in 2011. Although we started in organic health in 2005, but the business is the same. So basically, organic health passed the business over to MyLustre in 2011, but it is same business. So that's how we say MyLustre has been around for coming to 20 years lah. Taking in consideration the start was from organic health.
Okay.
Yeah.
So organic health also was with your two other partners?
No, it was separate. I started organic health with Sujimi.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sujimi was my friend in university.
I see.
And then he was in media. So I saw this. Last time was you know the halal foods was doing that kind of from radio. So I said, hey, this can be done.
Yeah.
So I tried to emulate that lah. So when you do business, usually when you have no idea at all, you tend to copy other people how they do it. But you see at the outside saja lah, right? You just do not know how the details and the nuances and all that until you jump in. Yeah. So then we jump in and then learn about the nuances, up and down, and then the last 20 years of business experience, I really learn a lot, become wiser. And until now lah, alhamdulillah, MyLustre lah. Yeah.
So halal food is the one that did the brain booster, is it?
Yeah, halal food booster.
Yeah.
Halal. Okay.
But now I think they changed their name or something.
They change the name.
Oh, is it?
But the model changes.
Okay, abang, so I got a question. I was wondering, like, what made you jump from to the pharmaceutical industry?
Yes.
That
Nak kena rewind sikit.
yeah, okay. In 1994, right, after trying that forex trading, and you always like at night because you have to follow the US market.
Yes.
I don't know why I do that.
Because they got more volume, higher movement.
Yeah,
Right,
true
US
lah.
market.
Yeah. Please, if you want to trade or what, I go and learn something first. Don't
Betul,
just jump.
I agree,
It's
yes.
like it's not easy.
Yeah.
Now you have it easy because you like now I know. I mean, you do trading a bit like you open your computer. Okay, you learn about anything. It's okay. Last time we don't have that access.
Yes, correct.
So it was very limited information. You cannot do really the market study, and by the time you react, you dah
lambat.
5 minutes lambat je, boom, the price dah shoot, boom, habis, terbakar, So I learned a lot from there. So coming back to your question, when I decided that okay, I cannot do this, I must look for a job. Standard lah, after graduation you must look for a job, right?
Yeah.
Then I got friends who already just joined pharmaceutical, and then she said, hey, not bad lah, this industry, you learn about medicine and then you go and see doctors, and every day go out. So I was lured to the notion that sales, every day go out, don't have to stay in the office.
Yes, yeah.
So shock lah. So I think, naturally doing sales is it's quite easy for me because I can talk. Once you let me talk, I cannot stop talking. So and it comes as a natural thing to do. So I just applied that part, and then okay lah, just set sail lah.
Okay. At that point of time, was it commission based?
No, they already have the basic salary, and they have the transport allowance plus commission. So you have target and all that,
Okay.
And you also have KPI lah every day lah. You must see how many doctors. And you must write report what you discuss with the doctors and all that.
Wow, really?
Yeah. But a lot of people bedek
Report boleh bedek but numbers won't lie lah.
Numbers won't lie lah. In the end, they will see at the end of the month you hit a target lah. Yeah.
Okay, so when you join pharmaceutical punya industry, do you see a lot of the negative side of the healthcare industry? Because when you say pharmaceutical sales, right, it's driven by capitalism. It's driven by profits. So whenever you sell a drug, you know that there are certain things that certain effects that this thing can cause, and it can actually even harm certain type of people. For you personally, like, do you have that macam, how to say macam that feeling like what I'm doing is actually not right?
A good question. This was in 1994, so we are talking about exactly 30 years ago, right? Back then, people don't really understand the pros and cons of capitalism. So at that point, and in the 90s, like the growth, the economic growth is really pursued by like almost every country in the world,
Yes.
right? So then capitalism was the engine then, right?
Yeah.
And then of course socialism, semua America was fighting socialism since the 50s, 60s and all that, the Cold War. So back to in pharma, I know right now you understand, pharma is not good, pharma is trying to control your life and all that, right? Back then we don't have that kind of discussion, or even you cannot see that, because it's just another industry that makes money. Like you can also say oil and gas makes a lot of money, and the industry was really a big industry that everybody wants to go in because you got a lot of money. You work in oil and gas, orang cakap you kaya, very rich, right? But then oil and gas also there is the cost of like the carbon footprint, whatever. If let's say you want to look at the negative side, kan. So back then tak ada, but as we go along, then 10 years in the business, then I learn more and more. Okay, there's pharma and there is medicine, right? When talking about medicine, there is Western medicine and there's alternative medicine, right? And the Western medicine has always like been pushing, we are evidence-based medicine. We have big studies, clinical studies to show how effective is the treatment and so on and so forth. Until to the point where we see, my personal punya point of view lah, that I see the Western medicine punya position is at times can be quite arrogant, if I may use that word. Okay, this is my personal punya opinion. I'm sure probably there's some doctors here, they will be mad about with me. But this is my point of view, right? Where they say only their style of medicine is the right way to go, right? So now, like in the 2000s and all that, the alternative medicine, whatever other types of medicine, is fighting back, right? And the thing is that Western medicine, Western-based medicine, depends a lot on pharma.
Yes.
Until they have, I think you're in the medicine fraternity juga, and until that, such that the Western medicine fraternity has guidelines, very strong guidelines. You must use this. You cannot use non-drugs, right? Supplements, vitamins, multivitamins they can accept, right? Other form of supplements they say that is not right. So the way I look at it is like the Western medicine do not incorporate nutrition as a very base of health, right? So, but the other types of medicine, alternative medicine, I forgot what's the name of the medicine. They are based on nutrition, right? Which makes a lot of sense. When our body is deficient of a few of the important nutrients, like say vitamin D, right? Vitamin C, right? Very, very common, right? Right? Yeah. And when the body is deficient of that, the body will start. Kirakan your base is sluggish. When your base is sluggish, then the higher up the line will be wobbly more, right? If I can use that kind of similarity, like. So that's why the very fundamentals, now I believe very strongly, the very fundamentals of health is really your nutrition, what we put in our body. And everybody knows that actually. But when it comes to medicine, you have certain kind of sickness, illnesses, especially when you have chronic illnesses, right? Western medicine will treat at the symptoms, although they say no, we are treating your sickness or illness, but actually more of the symptoms, and they do not really understand so much of what causes this chronic illness. Of course, they have a lot of researchers. I'm not talking that like in totality Western-based medicine is wrong, right? It's just that there's maybe the certain kind of the way the treatment regime can be quite, I think can be quite arrogant, right? Because they just, you know that you go to hospital, right? And the first thing they ask you, do you take any jamu? Do you take any herbal? Please stop everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
All the traditional medicine.
Stop that and then just follow what we tell you. We tell you don't eat, you don't eat. I find that lopsided. That is not fair, right? Having said this, I'm not saying also that all herbal supplements are good. I understand there is interaction because when you take medication, right, then you just do not know what is in that herbal formulation. So that formulation ada dia punya ingredient that can have chemical interaction that can either dampen the action of the drugs ataupun heighten the action of the drug. So I understand that to minimize that, okay, stop everything and then just in science we call it titrate back to my drugs that I'm giving my treatment, right? But I think there's a lopsided there. I think what is best is the different kind of medicine should come to a point to agree, you know, and then do a massive study or meta-analysis of whatnot and how to standardize further, right? Because it's very complicated. It's not going to be easy.
Yes.
We're talking about different industry, and then within that industry juga, like health supplement and then herbal punya industry, they lack this standardization studies, right? Like in that kind of concoction of herbs, right? How much of the polyphenols do you have? What kind of the polyphenols that you have, for example? And then other than the polyphenols, do you have other phytochemicals? Because there are like tens and hundreds of phytochemicals, right? Within one extract of a plant. One of that phytochemical can have direct punya interaction with your katakan simvastatin, your statin that you're using, right? So that's where it becomes very complex.
Okay.
I hope I answer your question.
Okay, but ultimately for you, right, you believe that there should be a body that studies the holistic aspect of whether it's nutrition or whether it's medicine. What will it take to actually be building this kind of body?
Oh well, it takes a lot. I mean, firstly, I don't think I'm in a position to like say what is the body.
The reason I'm asking is because when we talk about the healthcare side, when we talk about medicine, Western medicine, they are always not the best way to put it is they are not as open in terms of herbal or nutritional supplements. They are not as open, but there needs to be that someone who understands both sides to be discussing about this, right?
I think there are so many people that understands the both sides. And the question is the authority. So which authority will want to bring this together? The only way to do is the government body. I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe like in Singapore, they probably have a certain kind of body or small group of people up there who are also doctors and also they have learned about some parts of alternative medicine. At least for a good example, maybe like 15-20 years ago, they were looking into Chinese medicine. So they were building that Chinese medicine punya legacy and then try to incorporate into the Western medicine ataupun the whole totality of approaching medicine. But I tell you frankly, it's been like almost 20 years. I don't see any improvement from that initiative last time. Maybe I'm wrong, but for 20 years we should have seen the collaboration or even the combination of approach
that's true
in treatment, but you don't see that, right?
Yes, I don't see that.
So that means that's how difficult it is to get. This is two different, like Chinese medicine is already well known, right? And Western medicine is like so well known. You haven't talked about the other medicine, not Chinese medicine, but I forgot what is the name of medicine. In Australia, you can learn a lot about that.
I'm not sure.
Another kind of okay, never mind. I forgot about the term. But coming back to your point, I think it must need a place from the government level to have that commitment You want to bring together. And see, from our point of view, it's easy to say, oh, they should do this, they should that, right? But the reality of the commercial reality, it can be very strong. Where in Singapore, you have a lot of pharma big companies invested in Singapore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? So the government also will look at the economic side, you know, and then pharma will definitely not like it.
Yes.
Don't let other industry come in because this is a market for me. Now we're looking at the angle of commercial angle already, right? So you want to compete in the marketplace, right? Of course, you don't want your competitor or you want to crush your competitor, right? Because capitalism is like that.
Yes.
Right? So that's why it's kind of tricky. So I think it's like it depends on individual. Kita individual lah. The best is like we read up and then have more knowledge. But then again, if you pick the knowledge from internet, you must be careful lah. There's a lot of misinformation in the internet. Or there's correct information, but it's not 100% correct information. They just take the tip of the iceberg saja, right? But you must educate yourself more with it. Let's say you understand to read scientific papers. That's the way to go. But how many people can read scientific papers and understand scientific jargon? But whatever it is, knowledge is key lah.
Okay. Maybe just one question before we end part one.
Sure.
Do you think like because they cannot quantify the amount of the substance in the plant, that's why they prefer more to the American punya medicine as compared to traditional medicine?
Okay,
because you don't.
I wouldn't call it American medicine. It's Western medicine.
Western. Yeah, sorry, Western.
It's not just that. There is one point where you cannot quantify that, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about natural ingredients, right? If let's say I want to develop something from curcumin, right? Daripada kunyit lah, from the kunyit lah, turmeric lah. Then I want to develop curcumin. Then I isolate curcumin. Then I purify the curcumin. The problem is that I cannot trademark or I cannot what do you call that? Patent curcumin as mine.
Because it's a natural.
Curcumin is a natural product, right? So when you cannot patent this, you cannot stop other people from doing the same thing and claim whatever studies you have done, right? So if let's say this is an example lah. I purify curcumin and I do my own study. I spend $25 million to do multi-center studies, multi-trial in 3 continents, right? Asia, North America and Europe, right? And I spent $25 million. It is that expensive. It can be more expensive. Multi-center, katakan 1,000 patient and all that. And I cannot patent this chemical, curcumin, right? Natural ingredient. And when I have that study, and the study show, it controls chronic inflammation, which now we understand chronic inflammation is the base of so many chronic diseases, including diabetes, even cancer, atherosclerotic plaque and all that, right? So the paper shows that it works very well. And then Ami come, I also got my curcumin. Then Ami quote my paper. I cannot sue Ami, right? Because mine is not patented. So which company will want to do that? Now we're talking about an angle of the commercial angle, not ethics angle, commercial angle. But pharma, you can. That's why pharma, every drug will only have one chemical. So they when they research a chemical, they find this is a potential chemical. They call it the NIE, NCE, new chemical entity. So from that part, before they even do the studies, they patent that thing already. Because it is a manufactured punya chemical. It's not a natural punya chemical. So they can patent this for 25 years. So there's a 25 years protection. And this 25 years protection, you can do your studies. Katakan the first, let's say 10 years. Usually it's about that long. Normal drugs. I'm not talking about the vaccine. The vaccine is a different. Correct. There's a different story altogether. So you have about 10 years to do your animal test, your phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 test. You must pass your phase 3 test baru you boleh sell in the market. By regulatory punya ini semua. I mean you're familiar with this, right? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So then you have your 25 years protection, your marketnya protection. Like for example Viagra. Okay, everybody knows Viagra. Viagra bila dia launch in the market only, within like I think 3 years or 5 years, it became a $1 billion product all over the world, right? sex only sells, right? And then after that, after 25 years, patent finished, then all the generic comes.
Yes.
Then the generic can be like 1/4 the price of the original Viagra. Suddenly become very cheap. So talking about coming back to your point, kan, which natural based company or alternative medicine will want to do that when I don't have protection? I spend my 25 million. Everybody can compete, use mine, and then I compete very heavily. I don't have like a confirmed market that I can compete in. So that is another aspect, the commercial aspect, that makes it more difficult to want to isolate. The point you were saying, isolate that chemical, quantify, standardize, right?
Yeah.
It takes money to do that.
Okay.
So you see the point down there?
Yeah.
Right? So commercially, it becomes like, okay, the pharma has upper hand because I can patent my new chemical entity, but the other natural ingredient company cannot patent, but they can patent the process of purification. Probably it's just a process.
Yeah, the process.
But anybody can, I also got curcumin, right?
Yeah.
So this is the point there.
Wow,
Right.
interesting.
Very different, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's driven by commercialism.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, that was very interesting end to part 1.
Yes.
Do you have any last things to say?
I got a question, but I think it may drag lah.
Okay.
Can we drag?
Up to you.
Okay, we continue with part 2.
Oh, our director say continue part 2. Tuan director say we should continue part 2. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you Abang Osman for all the sharing that you've done. Tune in for part 2, guys.